What is variable in Kotlin? Well, variable is used to store information so that you can use those information again and again in your program execution. So for that, let me create a package for you, and the package name is variable. So package and files will actually use to structure our code base. So we have here variable package, and in this variable package I'm going to create a file, and the file name is also variable. This is not a class. We will discuss what is class later in this video, but for the time being just be with me. Now I want to use here main function. So main function is a starting point of our application for this variable file. Okay, we will discuss what is function and how we can create function later. So let's discuss what is variable. As I told you, variable is actually used to store a piece of information or data values so that we can reuse those values again and again in our program execution. So let's say we want to create a variable. So for that we have two different types of keyword that is used to create variables. So we have here var, we have here val. So let's begin our journey with var, and I want to create variable a. So a represent variable that is used to store certain piece of information. Let's say I want to store here hello world. So type of this thing is string. We will discuss later what is type in Kotlin, but for the time being just be with me. So this is a piece of information that I want to store in my container or variable. So this information will be present in our variable a. Now we can access this variable, and this variable has a value, and the value name is hello world. So let me use here println function and print this information. Execute your function by clicking on this play button. Run variable kt. As you can see, hello world. Because this hello world information is stored in our variable a, due to that reason when we are printing this a, we are seeing this value hello world. Okay, now let's say I don't want to use here string type, I want to use here number. So now when you execute, you can see we are able to see 4. As you can see, we have a little warning here, and the warning says variable is never modified, so it can be declared using val. So var keyword is actually used when you want to reassign this a value again and again during your program execution. Okay, but in our case we just setting up this a with value 4, but during our program execution we are not changing its value. Due to that reason we are getting this warning. Now let's say I want to reassign this value. So a will now become 5, and there we go. You can see we are not receiving any kind of warning because first we initialize a with 4, then again during our program execution we'll reinitialize this a to 5. Now when you execute this function, you can see now we are able to get 5. So this is the use case of var keyword. So var keyword is actually used when you want to create a variable that is reinitializable again and again during your program execution. We have one more type of keyword that is used to create a variable, which is val. Now val is immutable. That means if you create any variable using val keyword, that means you are not able to reinitialize this variable again and again during your program execution. As you can see, we have a warning in here, and the warning is val cannot be reassigned. Change to var. Remove it and execute it. You can see 4. So this is variable in Kotlin. We have two different type of variables that is used in our Kotlin programming. We have val keyword, we have var keyword, and the main difference between them is one is mutable and another one is immutable. So var is actually mutable, val is immutable. And one more thing, make sure to use your variable name that make more sense, because in future, let's say you want to read your own code base. So in future, maybe if you are not using here proper variable name, it is hard for you to understand your own code base. So due to that reason, always use variable name that make more sense to you. So I'm using here first number, okay, and pass this first number in the println function. This type of naming convention is called camel casing. We have few different types of casing when it's come to giving the variable name. So first we have here snake case, and in snake case we are using first underscore number, and in camel case second is camel case, and in Kotlin programming mostly we are using camel casing. So in camel case this goes something like this, and we have one more casing which is Pascal casing, I believe, and in this we use first number. So these are the cases we have, and you should consider only the camel case when you are writing your Kotlin code.